हाँ तो चलो आदमी खिला रहा है, बढ़ा रहा है, फ्री में बिठा के तुम्हारे कंट्री का उतना बजट होगा।
A bright young student, a promising future, and a shattered dream. On February 16, 2025, a 20-year-old Nepali student, Prakriti Lamsal, was found dead in a hostel room at the KIIT University in India. Was it just another tragic suicide, or is there something far more sinister lurking beneath the surface? Let's find out. We have discovered some disturbing truth behind everything that has unfolded, and we urge our viewers to share this video so the truth reaches more people. This video contains discussions of sensitive topics including harassment, suicide, and exploitation. Some content may be distressing to certain viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. If you or someone you know is struggling, please seek help from a trusted professional or support service. Prakriti's death has set off a chain of events that have not only shaken the foundations of educational institutions and establishments and how they suppress dissent, but also has sparked diplomatic tensions between India and Nepal. This is a story of alleged harassment, institutional failure, and perhaps rising xenophobia, one that might just tarnish the Nepal-India relationship.
I think my sister is her husband's property, yes.
Nobody has more respect for women than I do. Nobody. Nobody.
Before we talk about the institutional failures, let's address a disturbing trend: the rising toxicity in Gen Z's understanding of relationships, masculinity, and power dynamic.
When you are deeply in love, if you don't have that physical demonstration of, if you don't have the liberty of slapping each other, then I don't see anything there. And if you can't slap, if you can't touch your woman wherever you want, and if you can't slap, you can't kiss, you can't use cuss words, I don't see emotion there.
Prakriti was reportedly emotionally blackmailed, harassed, and sexually exploited by someone she once trusted. A fellow student at the same university, her ex-boyfriend allegedly used her intimate photographs to manipulate her. This is not just a crime, it's a reflection of a deeper cultural shift among young men in today's generation, not particularly in India. What you're about to hear is an audio clip of Prakriti's ex-partner, Advik Srivastav, where he is heard hurling expletives and vile abuses at Prakriti. When I first listened to it, I was disgusted to my core. I could not imagine to be on the receiving end. It's disturbing, it's infuriating, and it speaks volumes about the kind of torment Prakriti endured. I know this is going to make you feel uncomfortable, but I need to play this audio to put things into the context. I urge you to listen with caution. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
मैं सच बताना कुछ उल्टा सीधा कर दूंगा, पूरा दिन शांति से रहा। जब आती चली आती है, मेरी मेहनत स्टार्ट की। माफी मांग प्रकृति, मेरे मुंह मत लग।
अजय कुछ माफ कर दो।
बोल।
है
क्या मैंने क्या स्टार्ट किया है यहाँ पे?
कुछ नहीं, मैंने स्टार्ट किया।
मैंने क्या स्टार्ट किया? चेक से बड़ा मुंह चलता पट कॉल करने लगता है, सिर्फ इसलिए कॉल सोच लेता हूँ तेरे बारे में। वही तेरा पूरा दिन मेरा सुकून से गया था। जरा सी चीज होती, तूने कुछ नहीं सीखा ज्ञान के बीच में। हाँ, मैं अपने आप को सही करूंगी, मैं अपने आप को शांत करूंगी, कुछ नहीं कर पाई तू। हाँ, मुंह खोल। क्या बिगाड़ा भाई मैंने तेरा? क्यों मेरे मुंह लगती सुबह शाम?
मुझे कॉल ही रहा, क्या करा?
तो वही तो मेरी गलती जो कर दिया था।
वही तो, अपनी गलती मान और निकल।
तेरे से अपनी गलती नहीं मानी जा रही।
माफी मांग यार, मैंने कुछ नहीं किया।
बंद कर, चीज को समझ, निकल यहाँ से। बता क्या किया था मैंने, बता। मत कर यार।
तुमने पूछा
तो अभी तक होना करती जो मैंने एक बार गुस्से में बोला था, होना कर सकती हो, टॉन्ट मार सकती हो।
मैं सेम चीज बोलूं तुझे कि तूने ये क्या था तो मैं भी ये करे, तो मुझे तो कितना गाली सुनाता, कितना गाली देता है तू मुझे।
प्रकृति मैं तुम्हें सेम चीज
मैं गलत, मैं ना करूं तो भी गलत है।
मतलब सच बता रहा हूँ, सेम चीज नहीं है, अलग है तो भाई मिर्च मसाला।
Let's take a moment to talk about what young men are consuming these days. Films that glorify aggression, dominance, and a twisted sense of entitlement. In India particularly, movies like Animal and Kabir Singh sell the fantasy that toxic love is just passion in disguise. That possessiveness, control, and even physical abuse can somehow be justified in the name of love. And it's not just movies. The internet is full of self-proclaimed alpha male influencers preaching that women must be dominated, controlled, and put in their place. This isn't just content, it's brainwashing an entire generation into believing that respect is optional and that power is everything. Prakriti's case is not isolated. Across India and pretty much everywhere else, more and more young women are falling victim to digital harassment. Private photographs are being leaked, ex-boyfriends turning into blackmailers, and victims being blamed instead of perpetrators. The internet has made it terrifyingly easy for toxic men to exploit women without facing consequences. And just look at the online reactions. Why did she trust him? Why did she send photos? She should have been more careful. The real question is, why do men feel entitled to a woman's body and privacy in the first place? And why this matters beyond one case? Because we are creating a generation that is learning love from violent movies, learning relationships from influencers who see women as objects, and learning morality from a culture that laughs at consent. When the news of Prakriti's demise broke out and the audio clip between Prakriti and Advik started going viral, her ex-boyfriend Advik fled the scene. Students then started protesting, demanding Advik to be brought to justice. But instead of ensuring justice for Prakriti, guess what the KIIT University did next? They tried to kick out 500 Nepali students who dared to protest. That's right, because apparently the best way to deal with a scandal is not to fix the problem, but to remove the people pointing it out. In an appalling decision, the university issued a notice saying that the university is closed in ADA for all the international students from Nepal. They are hereby directed to vacate the university campus immediately on 17th of February 2025. And it keeps getting worse. When Nepali students approached KIIT officials to seek clarification about the notice, they were met with outright racism. Officials dismissed these students with a derogatory remark saying that their entire country's worth is less than the university campus itself and that they should immediately leave. This attempt to silence students sparked outrage, forcing KIIT to roll back their decision. But by then, the damage was done, both to the university's reputation and to India and Nepal relations. It didn't take long for this case to become a political battleground. Nepal's politicians jumped in demanding answers and justice. The Nepali Prime Minister himself had to intervene and channelize diplomatic coordination through the Nepal embassy in India. Protests sparked outside an embassy in Nepal and demands were made in the Nepali parliament. And while some were genuinely concerned, let's be real, others saw a golden opportunity to score points. India and Nepal have always had a complicated relationship. They are neighbors with an open border, strong cultural ties, and deep political tensions. From trade blockades to border disputes, it doesn't take much for things to spiral out of control. And now, with emotions running high, Prakriti's case is becoming another flashpoint. Nepali citizens are outraged. Protests have erupted outside the Indian embassy, and the sentiment of Nepali lives don't matter in India is gaining traction. The Indian government is now in damage control mode, promising a fair investigation. But let's not kid ourselves, without continued public pressure, justice could just be another casualty in this diplomatic game. So what happens now? Will Prakriti's case be just another statistic buried under bureaucracy, or will it serve as a wake-up call for how Nepali students and international students in general are treated in India? One thing is certain, this case is not just about one university, one student, or one tragedy. It's about justice. It's about the treatment of Nepali citizens in India, and it's about whether India wants to be seen as a welcoming neighbor or a country where outsiders are second-class citizens. This video is not just about a tragic case, it's about a bigger, uncomfortable truth. One that people both in India and Nepal need to confront. And if you believe that Prakriti deserves justice, that Nepali students deserve better, then please share this video, keep the conversation alive, and make sure those responsible are held accountable, because silence is what lets injustice win. Comment below your thoughts on this case, subscribe to Everest 360 for more hard-hitting coverage. Thank you for watching.